All right, we are here in sunny England at Massenheimer. I can't even remember the. It was kind of like Manchester, but it was a weird. So, this is the ramp. This essentially could be a racetrack if it had a wider ring road. Old military base, it looks like, and this is our plane that we will be flying, and hopefully it works all correctly. It's a Seminole. Should be fine, but yeah, haven't really flown it in game, so it could be broken. We'll see. I believe there is a way to change the type of instrument we have, but we'll just live with what we got for now. Yeah, so double check that everything is working properly. This is some low tech, old tech, and that is just fine. We're going to use it to slowly fly across Europe. We've got a cargo mission today, and 257 pounds on board. And we are headed to what looks like, and I'm going to just completely screw everything up because Europe is confusing sometimes. Yeah, it looks like we're headed to Belgium. We're headed over to, well, it doesn't really have a name, but right on the border of Belgium. You know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just the. I know that we're in Belgium, or going to Belgium. I just don't know what's on the other side of this border. So, it could just be more Belgium, and this is a county line in between, or whatever you call them over there. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. Alright, we're gonna have to learn everything again. What do we got here? That is the fuel. Okay. Where are my lights? Gonna be here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so old school. I'm not gonna have as much information. Not having glass screens, but actually gonna have more information all in front of us at once, so a positive. Let's go ahead and start up the engine the easy way.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Oh, we don't need a tower where we're going. Alright, wait for the GPS to load up. So one issue that this plane has is I can do this. So I'm going to have to adjust to that. But I could do that when I was flying the Parasitic car mission. So it's no big deal. Should be able to figure it out while we scoot around sightseeing. Yeah, let me look and see what the name of where I'm at is. We're going to be flying over quite a bit of water right now. Massingham, Great Massingham, and Little Massingham. And, yeah, we've got runway 4 and runway 22 is essentially all we have to use, so I'm going to assume that there's no weather information here. There is not. Alright, let's go here, and yeah, we gotta go freaking old school to get this thing to guide us in. Yeah, we'll just do this, and now, son of a... We're going to EBWE. So, Belgium, 179 miles away. Airspeed wise, we're definitely going to be going a lot slower, so this will probably be another right around an hour flight. Alright, let's take a look. Where is our fuel gauge at? Got pressure. There we go. There's our gallons. Okay. Is that correct? 27? Yep. Alright. Just seemed a lot higher than I thought it was. Alright. Parking brake is off. Well, let's see what's broken on this plane. Hopefully nothing. Do we got a windsock anywhere? I mean, instantly our parking spot gets filled. I don't see one. So we can turn down this runway here. But we're gonna call it a taxiway because we could probably get off the ground, but no need to risk it. That is our flap lever. Okay. Put a handbrake in for the flaps. I guess that makes sense. Nope, we are going the wrong way. And it is quite a wind, so we will taxi on down the runway and then turn around. This is going to be like 15 minutes before we get off the ground. But yeah, that wind is too strong. And since I don't have anything near me when I'm getting prepped, and in-game doesn't have any local weather that you can get, or even like there needs to be a weather app on your tablet because it's 2025. You can get weather at any point that you want, so you should be able to get all that information off of your tablet. What's the current weather, what's, you know, where's the rain at. For some reason though, that's all lacking in this game, inside of the game, and when you change the time of day, that causes issues. This is a really short runway. But we're running pretty light, so shouldn't be a big deal. Alright, just seeing what our braking power is. We got a hangar right at the end of the runway for us. Let's go. A little bit of a crosswind. Oh wow, we're up in the air already.
Have a safe journey, pilot. That's some load you have there.
Okay. Gear up. Damn, we got a massive crosswind, which is going to turn into a massive headwind here. Alright, now I gotta remember how to do autopilot. I know there's a switch I gotta hit. Is that it? What does it say? Yes. Okay. Here we go. We need nav on. Altitude on. I think we're missing some information there. So it's going to turn us onto course and then hopefully turn in time so that it doesn't sit here and wobble trying to catch the line. Alright, we can bring this back a little bit. We're only flying at 1,000 foot. Wish I could grab them both at the same time. Okay, so I've got to just keep an eye on a few gauges. Our ground speed at the moment is 128. We're an hour and 22 out. Be going past Norwich, which I did not realize was all the way over here. And then we're going over a lot of water, and then into Amsterdam. Well, not Amsterdam. Denmark, Netherlands. I always get those confused. So. Yeah, it's gonna be a long flight, hour 20 from here. But we got no one on board, so it doesn't matter. We'll push this thing as much as we can. Have to keep an eye on fuel. I don't think we have anything that shows this fuel flow. Let's go ahead and climb up a bit. Get us a little more altitude. Help us out, but stay under the clouds. Sun popping up. Off. We're done with our takeoff. that's off. This is our inside air temp, we don't need to worry about. We are about to cross 2,000 feet. We'll have to be aware of temp. Right now, though, looks like we're all good. Now, we're just above freezing. This altitude, hold at 2,000. Okay. So, outskirts of Norwich. Bit of cloud here. But our air temp is saying we should be okay, but there could be a little bit of icing. Hopefully not, though, because we don't have a whole lot of protections. We've got defrost. We'll just turn that on just in case. Hot air entry on. Don't need to worry about that. Pull to close, push to open. So up, down. I'm gonna guess 0% is open. But here we come up on Norwich. Doubt it is photogrammetry. Doesn't look like it. Off to our right, we've got a golf course down there. The engine doesn't help our view, but that's fine. We can sit up a little bit here. Yeah, upper view is a bit too much upper. Airport for Norwich is on the other side. Stadium is by the river. Over there. Overall, though, kind of a small town, but I am sure it's densely packed in, so probably about the size maybe 250,000. Let's look and see. Let's learn things. Had a population of 213,000. Nailed it. So yeah, the stadium's supposed to be right there, I think. But all AI generated, so it gets weird. $155 miles left on this. We're just getting a massive headwind. Oops. I just screwed it up and we are going off course. Okay, let's never hit that button again. And there's Norwich. And there's the stadium. It's just flat. Alright, so, we're at Norwich now. We've got Loddon coming up. Wonder if there's any tracks out on this side. Holy crap, Snetterton is out here somewhere. Or at least that's what AI says. Let's actually do a search on a map, because AI gets stupid every once in a while. Oh no, it's quite a ways away. You won't be able to see that. We got a kart track that we might be able to see. The names of things are different. The kart track might be too far away. Yeah. Because it's obviously going to be small, and that will make it hard to see. When we get over into Netherlands, we got a whole lot of nothing, and the search is really getting dumb when I get over there. If we see them, we'll see them. If we don't, we don't. Bring the RPM back. It's not going to change our speed. Then let's bring that up, try to get a little more airspeed here. I think Cowl's close will gain us some. Very bad placement. Alright, so we are now at 20 gallons on both sides. About to enter the channel. And this is the large side of it. I mean, it's essentially the North Sea. It is the North Sea, but can have quite a bit of water to cross, unlike Dover to France, which is very, very, very small. So, yeah, the cart track is over that direction, and we're not going to be able to see anything with the glare. I guess it is, no, we're so far away and it's clouding up, so we're going to see nothing here. Ground speed 130 now. Coming up on Lowestoft. Never heard of it. Apparently they have a little amusement park, maybe? All right here on the coast. On the river, and then takes you out into the sea. But yeah, it is just a crappy cloudy day. But it is also February. Quite well north in the world. There is downtown, or city center, I guess is a better way of calling it over here. So yeah, we're not going to be earning a whole lot of money from these flights. I did have to take out a loan as well to get over here. So I've got $94,000 in the bank, but had to borrow $150,000 to afford the trip over here. The plane was over here at that airport where I bought it, so fully own it. So that'll help some of our money, but with the limitations of it, it's going to be a slow money maker. But now we're over the boring bit. I don't even... Yeah. I don't see any offshore mentions or anything. Shipping lanes appear to be just to the west of us, if that's what those lines are. But we're getting probably about a 20 knot headwind, it looks like, based off our airspeed to ground speed. And hopefully that will kind of rotate as we get over land, but we don't have very far to go once we do get over land, so I don't think it's going to do us much good. We're all in the green, so that's good. Let's bring this back a little further. But yeah, our airspeed's about 155 and our ground speed's 129, so definitely a large headwind happening. What is just popped up there? That was weird. There was a weird menu that popped up. Still at 20 gallons on both tanks. Sky's clearing up for a little bit. Weather just updated. I did find where my favorite German airport is, so we will, if we don't get a mission to it, we will definitely be flying to it on a personal mission. It's like this airport kind of on a hill next to two Mars, I believe they're called, where like volcanic heat has caused an explosion with the water to create these round lakes, and it's got two of those there. It's just a really cool place. So, and we might see cooler places based on where we go, but this first one looks like pretty basic, boring. One runway, one very long runway airport. But we're just gonna travel travel the world where it wants us to go. So we're not even a quarter of the way over the water yet. Ground speed 127. So I'm guessing we're going to be over, based on how far we've got left, we're probably going to be over the water for the next 30 minutes. Fuel appears to be good. I can just... Shit, the wind is getting worse, it looks like. Give it a little more throttle here. Just pump it up to 100. Just up the RPM a tiny bit. Not that that does anything. Okay, so 56 minutes out, bouncing around as the wind destroys us. Maybe we climb up since there's nothing to look at. Just climb at 400 feet a minute. See if we can find some better air. And if we don't, then we just added a bunch of time on. While we're in a climb, we'll bring the RPMs up. Alright, crossing 3,600. I need to look at the Looking at the manual for the plane right now. Says that we can use the max power at all times. .140 is our max indicated airspeed for the landing gear. For extending. Retracting, we need to have them retract before 109, because apparently pulling them up versus dropping them is different. 56 is our sort of stall speed. And if we lose an engine, 88 is the best we can climb. So our engines are 180 horsepower. If I'm getting the correct information. A bunch of checklists of what happens when things go wrong. Best rate of climb 88. .111 is flap speed. Landing and final approach 75. .17 knot crosswind is what it says our max is that we can handle. Cow flaps are supposed to be closed on descent and as required in cruising, and I have no idea what that means, since it doesn't really tell me a whole lot. But we're all good. So we have crossed over 5,000. We're at 5,500. We'll get to 6,000. See what it is like up here, but most likely more headwind. But we will see. All right. We used quite a bit of fuel climbing there. I don't think we actually used up too much more than we would have. Just wasted some time while we were doing it. And ground speed, all the same. The wind, probably a little stronger up here. Well, airspeed's down, but ground speed's only down 4, so. We are about halfway across the water, so long ways to go. I don't even think that works. There we go. I will give you a map to see where we're at. Yeah, not a whole lot to do, but once we get into mainland Europe, where I was gonna start from, but this plane was not available anywhere over there. Just keeping on this one so we have our information. So 95 miles out. We would have been there by now with the Vision Jet. Don't need any of that. Air temp is 20 Fahrenheit right now. We are below freezing. I'm surprised it's that high, though. That may not be working. So 6,000 feet. The airport is at 97 feet. Oh, and there's a bit of weather around. We've got, looking at real-time radar, well, I guess, no, I'm thinking my local time versus their local time. So there was, or there is, going to be some weather, but it looks like it's been around for a while, so there may be some snow. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of wind coming off of Europe into the sea. And that is what we are eating at the moment. So at the moment we're 50 miles away from land, or just under, and 87 miles away from our airport. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Flight Planner here so that we can get some information on our airport. We are headed to EBWE. I know there's an easier way of doing this, but well, may have to do it the easier way. Alright, let's EBWE. There we go. So, information on it. We put the weather back to 9 a.m. I don't know if that'll give us 9 a.m. weather. Does not have a tower. See, it's just one long runway here, right on the border. No charts, so it must be military. And very little information. 26 knot wind. Altimeter 2980. That's not really going to matter to us. So it looks like we're gonna. It's 204. Yeah, we're gonna have a really interesting crosswind. And the clouds have gotten higher. So I think what we'll do is fly over the airport and then do a little turnaround to get ourselves into the wind a bit more. Probably should not be flying through the clouds at this temp, with the possibility of weather. I was above them for a bit. They encroached on me. Climb up a few hundred feet, get further up on them. I don't know what this is. It's a weird one. I will have to ask my dad or brother what that does. I guess it's to get our true airspeed, so yeah, I don't know. 6,500, it still looks like we need to go a little bit higher. Yeah, there's no information on this airport. It doesn't even have runway information. Alright, is 7,000 feet gonna be enough to get us over? Let's go ahead and see if I can find any more information on what our runway heading is. Alright, 2.5 it looks like. So, runway 25. Looks like most of this airport has been turned into a park. But we will find a place to park it. Ground speed's up to 135, so that's positive. I just needed to get up in the air. So yeah, we've got uncontrolled airport, most likely abandoned airport, old military possibly. Now if we land here, drop off everything, and then head that's military. So many of these airports just are really old. There we go. We got land in front of us and clear skies. Finally. $66 miles out. Ground speed up to 136 now. It looks like everything is really, really flat though around here, so not gonna have too many issues other than just spotting the airport and hoping that it is actually someplace that we can land. I mean, the runway is going to be massively long, but is it so abandoned that the game has trees across it? Whoa, what is going on with the clouds? They just all of a sudden formed back in. That was weird. Alright, well, we can drop back down now. As long as the clouds are actually doing what they're supposed to. It was kind of weird they all disappeared and then came back, but must have been updating. So, dropping down here, ground speed's picking up because we are heading down. Mainland Europe. Got a couple of islands here. And then we get into mainland. We'll go over Roosendaal. And then, I mean, there's a lot of population around here. But the main town, we've got Steenbergen and Roosendaal. Probably not putting the correct emphasis on names, but for the rest of this series, while we're in Europe, it'll be me really butchering names. So I could barely get the ones in the US right. Fuel's down to 10 gallons on both sides. Trying to like really screw this thing. I've not flown non-glass in a while. Alright, so first up on our getting names wrong on everything. Looks like there's a town over here. But it's got no name. It's got a tiny airport. Oh, where we go? Homestead, Rennes. They're just, it's a bunch of different little towns. They don't group them all together or merge them into one when they connect. I was trying to get below these clouds, and it's just not working. And just scrape under them, but 5,000 feet. Luckily, we did not catch any of the storm that was going through other than the wind. $52 miles out. Our ground speed's 154, but that's going to be dropping once we level off. Did get a little icing there. Luckily not on the windshield, but good to know that there is a little risk of that in the clouds. Should be able to get under this one. So we don't have any tools for icing, so let's go ahead and just drop a little quicker and get below this one. No need to risk it. It's yelling at me for overspeed. The gear warning. Once you go under half throttle and the gear is not down, it yells at you. Well, hopefully that did not add any damage to the plane. This cloud. I didn't think we were going to have to drop this low, but I'm glad that we decided to get under it, because we would have been going through a whole lot of it. Alright, we're at 1,000. We've gotta... just gotta call that. Hopefully the air temps went up a little bit down here so we won't have the freezing issue. Turn our gear warning back on so that I don't really screw up a landing. Wind has died down over here, so hopefully that is good news for when we're landing as well. Ground speed's 148, so much better than what we were doing at this level previously. Alright, so 41 miles out. Damn it. These clouds. That one's just... I know it's probably the same density as what we had. I mean, wasn't it looking clear? Then we dropped down and it got... yeah, I think we were just... I think what's happening is these are not getting a whole lot of light through them, but I don't want to risk icing, but we're also kind of running out of space to drop below them. Okay, I think we're good here. A wind farm up here. It has gotten a bit hazy down here. It may be raining or snowing a bit. So we're at 1,250. So
Echo Hotel, Sierra Echo Traffic Generic Papa, Hotel Victor, Sierra Quebec, taking off runway 06 departure to the south.
well, that is apparently at the frequency of the airport we're headed to, but
Echo Hotel, Sierra Echo Traffic Generic Papa, Hotel Bravo Alpha Echo, taking off runway 24 north departure.
did he just change his runway? It's not even the correct runway headings according to the map I'm looking at, but could be a whole different airport too.
Echo Hotel, Sierra Echo Traffic Generic Papa, Hotel Bravo Alpha Charlie, taking off
I don't know
runway
if these are
06
the
south departure.
same. two different ones. Okay, so they're just gonna run into each other. Although those don't add up, so maybe they're two different runways. I don't know. Oh, we're not even on the... Why did it not? I don't know. Radio communication in this is terrible. Alright, this is mainland. We have reached mainland Europe. Ground speed 154. We've got out of that wind and that has helped us out. We've now got into some really heavy overcast, which I don't know where it came from. It's very, very strange. All the way up. So now it's night. So that really, now that just, our GPS just got really dark because of a bug. Oh, okay, this is why I was doing it on this, and it, alright. I don't think there is a brightness. I mean, there should be, but I don't think there is. So that's just something we're gonna have to deal with on cloudy days. Fuel, we are getting close to that 0, so now I know. We'll have to fuel up a little bit more than what we did, but we're nearly there, so should be good. Got 23 miles, it says. Was on. Alright, so time to start looking for things. Got Rosendahl off over here. Oops. Hard to see though on with the engine there. We're going to cross into Belgium, then we're going to cross back into Netherlands, and then we're going to cross back into Belgium, and they got a funky border. Got a highway over here. Hidden Lure, maybe, town there. Like I said, this is just all connected, population-wise, it seems. There we go, we're getting some of the brightness back on our screen because it's not as dark out. That makes no sense at all. Yeah, that's weird how it went from looking like it was going to be clear on the way in to just overcast, but it must have been loading things weirdly. Oh well, the wind has died, so that is the best news. I mean, it hasn't really died out too much, but it's died out more. Because it was really bad over the water. So we've got a highway here. I guess the airport is somewhere up here. Like I said, we're going to be flying over, then making a left in. We're getting very, very, very low on fuel. We have been full throttle for about an hour now, so that won't really help fuel mileage. 10 miles out though. I have no idea what this is aiming for. The clouds have lifted up just a little bit. Had we got over here and it was down to the ground, we would not have been able to land. Alright, well, should possibly see the airport, which is maybe this line here. Let's see if I autopilot off. Okay. RPMs all the way up, mixture all the way back to full. And I think since we can see the airport from here, we'll just go ahead and turn out this way and make a right into it. Short turn in because that needle's on 0 now. Yep. Bringing gear down. All right, it's been a while since I've landed one of these, but should be fairly simple and the same as what we've been doing. We've got a ton of runway to work with, so I'm not even going to really concern myself with touching down at the right spot. It's going to be more of let's get this thing on the ground before we run out of fuel. Flaps out. Yeah, I don't believe this is active anymore, but that is the fun in all of this. Very hard right in. The wind is starting to kick our butt. We've got a car crossing the runway. Got gliders off to the right. And
transporter from dispatch. Nice landing.
we're down
Go to the
nice
parking
and
and put your
smooth.
parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Do we even want to see how many gallons? Ah, we're fine. Shit. Okay, 0 doesn't mean 0. If we got 5 gallons in both sides. But obviously, it needs to do stuff like that to make sure. We landed with the wind, so apparently I got the wind wrong again. Let's back taxi over here. That was a pretty good landing, though, for what we did. With the wind, and a very strong wind at that. Didn't even float it. And it looks like we've got maybe a custom building back here, which maybe, since there's gliders here, everywhere that they've done a glider operation has some custom buildings. We'll go park back here. Get rid of the cargo. Oh, we've got, I don't know what's going on, but we've got a basketball court apparently. There you have it. Let's shut it down.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
Get out and walk around just fine. Oh, we can walk through the plane. It doesn't have any bit, but they're unloading our cargo. Plane just loaded in while we weren't looking over there, because of course it did. But overall, not a bad flight. A little boring, but it's going to get a lot better as we get deeper in.
Cargo was picked up by the customer. Your mission is completed.
So we make 18,000 off of that, and
Ready for engine start.
yeah, the landing not terrible. Flight time hour and a half. Let's get the drone out real quick and take a look. There's like a custom hangar over here. And then this one over here. And then this is definitely custom. So I don't believe that just spawns in, but then we're back to AI stuff over here. And yeah, I think that's about all the custom bits we've got. The airport, obviously very long runway. And yeah, we are in Europe, real Europe, not UK Europe. So we'll see where we go next. Who knows where that'll be, but we will do cargo just straight out of here and continue on with this fun. So thanks for watching.